Welcome to the Sales Theme Settings tutorial. We'll skip the license key setting. You don't want to change this unless we advise you to. Next up, we'll go through the store info. This is your store information like phone number and email, which shows up in the footer and header section of the theme. Under global settings, we have settings for product badges. We can disable things like the discount badge. The discount badge is this red banner you see on the discounted products on the demo store. If you wanted to disable that or show something else instead, then you would change that here. The out of stock badge comes up for out of stock products like the Crossrider messenger bag. You can also enable or disable that depending on how you want your store to be set up. The show reviews setting basically sets if the review stars will appear across your theme, mainly in the category and the product pages. To fully activate the review settings, you need to install the review app by Shopify. There is a separate tutorial for that if you are interested. Next, we will cover the currency settings. This is also covered in a separate tutorial, but I'll show you a quick example of how it works. Changing the currency in the top bar changes the currency throughout the store, including any of our apps that you have installed. Typography is the text on your store. If you change it, then you will change the font and it'll update to match your look. The shipping rate calculator basically provides your customers with a calculator before they start checkout to reduce the abandoned carts. It's got its own tutorial if you want more info, but basically your customers will see this button on the cart page before checkout. When this tutorial was shot, the sales team had just one option under the colors setting, but there are plans to change this soon. The primary color is the global setting for all buttons and links that appear in your theme. This add to cart and link for the size guide on the demo store would have changed to black. Social media covers all your links across all social media accounts. You can also set whether you want your blog articles and products to be shareable and across which sites they should be shared. The cart notes setting determines whether you want the cart to have notes enabled. Do this if you want delivery instructions from the customer. Ajax cart is enabled by default and keeps the customer on the same page after they have added something to the cart. Here's a quick example of it. If you disable it, then they will go to the cart page by default. I advise you to keep it active because the upsell and cross-sell apps we have work only with Ajax cart enabled. Quick checkout basically takes the customer straight to the checkout page for you. It skips the entire step of clicking checkout. You might want to do this if you frequently sell one item at a time. The favicon is the icon that appears on the browser or when someone bookmarks your site. The sales team has a sale as its favicon. You want to use a square image for your store favicon to work properly. The email pop-up has a tutorial, but basically this covers this pop-up you see that encourages your customers to give you their email. The out of stock app also has a separate tutorial which goes over the different settings. It allows you to keep collecting emails even if products are out of stock, like with this Crossrider messenger bag on the demo store. The mega menu is covered in great depth in another tutorial as well. It's basically these massive menus that you see in the demo store when you hover over the bags and the sales team options on a desktop PC. The checkout settings cover the Shopify checkout experience and aren't really part of the theme, but we do help in getting an optimal checkout experience with our checkout and cart countdown apps. So check those tutorials out if you haven't already. That's it for this tutorial, guys. Be sure to watch any of the tutorials I go over in this video and email or use the live chat if you have any more questions.